Okay, listen closely.
He's about to tell the child to go downstairs. Listen to that, the sound of footsteps.
Now, did you hear that portion of the 911 call that Spencer Tepe's friend Alex Diddy made after he unfortunately saw his friend lying, not alive, in his bedroom or off the bed? I finally heard it last night. I had to sleep on it, listen over and over again.
Oh my God.
Now, police in Columbus, Ohio were actually not the ones who discovered Dr. Spencer Tepe. He was a 37-year-old dentist, and his 39-year-old wife, Monique Tepe. Unfortunately not alive, suffering gunshot wounds on the second floor, reportedly, of their home. It was December 30th. It wasn't police, it was Spencer's friend who found him. Now we're about to watch why police did not find him.
Yeah, I was made for loving you, baby, made for loving me.
In this newly released, they gave me the bodycam video. Columbus police have been pretty straightforward. They've provided me today with this video, bodycam video, of the cop who actually went to the wrong house. And let's listen again also to that portion of Alex Diddy's 911 call that I heard that proves he was basically in the house. For this YouTube version of the video, I have removed the name of the female I hear him saying he's speaking to. I don't know if it's an adult or a child with him. It sounds like a female name. I won't mention it here. I don't want to put it on YouTube, but if you do want to hear those raw audio calls, 4 raw audio files I received, and see this bodycam video of the cop going to the wrong house and all the CAD files and incident reports and everything they gave me, go to my Patreon. It's at the link below.
Oh my God.
So, in these 4 raw audio files, many of us have heard Spencer and Monique's friends or his coworkers calling police several times that morning, but we've heard edited, chopped up versions. I'm going to play most all of it for you, but of course I will drop, the cell phone numbers and stuff like that, so I won't dox anyone. But this portion that I heard was something new. It was after Alex obviously somehow made it into Monique and Spencer's home, and I got to tell you the truth, I do not blame him after the response they were getting with this officer accidentally going to 1417 instead of 1411. I don't blame them for going themselves and going in there. They could hear the children. They knew something was wrong. So listen again. You're going to hear Alex say, "Oh my God," and then he says a female name. I'll drop it out of there. And then he's saying, "Come downstairs. Come stay downstairs." And it sounds like a little child is asking him a question. Oh, it's heartbreaking. She might be saying mommy or something like that. I don't know if he's talking to the Tepe's 4-year-old daughter, but the name he gives is not the name of their children. The names of the Tepe's children, they have been published in the memorial that came out, their obituary, but I won't say them here. But it sounds like the little girl says something to Alex, and then he says, "Yep." So I'll let you listen again real quick.
Oh my God.
So sadly, did you hear that voice of that little girl? She may have said mommy or some other question. It's way back. I boosted it as far as I can go. I might pull it into Final Cut Pro 10 or X, whatever, to see how much better I can make that sound.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
This is the version I've cleaned up with Final Cut Pro.
Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
Another child speaking right there. He's about to tell the child to go downstairs. Listen to that. The sound of footsteps.
He's obviously inside. If police have said that the Tepes were found on the second floor, which I assume is the top floor, I'm assuming the basement, first level, second level. We know there are 3 levels to this home. This clears up so many questions we've had about how could he see a body from just the street level? And supposedly he looked in the windows and he didn't see anyone. No wonder, it clears up so much stuff. The officer was at a totally different home, a lot easier to knock on the front door, get in the backyard, look through those windows than it is the Tepe home, which is pretty, tall, pretty straight up. So, oh my goodness, I'm going to let you listen one more time. I want you to wear headphones, so I'll crank it the best I can.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
This is the version I've cleaned up with Final Cut Pro.
Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
Another child speaking right there. He's about to tell the child to go downstairs. Listen to that. The sound of footsteps.
So I'm not sure if Alex, he only lives 20 minutes away, and by the way, I'm not doxing him or anything. His name has been published in TMZ and many other publications. It's part of the public record of these 911 calls I received directly from police. So, of course, I'm still going to edit out the parts that are too personal, like phone numbers and stuff. However, you will get to see the exact correct timeline because we will look at the date timestamps on the actual audio files. So it helped clear it up for me so much. Now I know not only why Alex, he wasn't being cagey, I won't say that, but why he didn't tell them he was in the house. I know why he said, there's a body, instead of saying, oh my goodness, Spencer's dead. And he never mentions Monique, so I don't know if he saw Monique at all. Supposedly, allegedly, I haven't confirmed this part with police, but allegedly, I believe the Tepes were found together in the master bedroom. I don't know if a door was locked or opened. There's been so many snippets. I'm just going to tell you what I can confirm from these original raw files that I got from police. Because, some people accuse others of, oh, you edited that or you changed this or that. If you want to hear all the raw stuff, it's over there on Patreon. So no one can accuse, like I saw a different content creator being accused of, oh, you edited all that stuff or whatever. Anyway, the only thing I will do on YouTube is further redact what I believe would be doxing these people. I don't want to dox anyone. Okay, now I know why he was saying, there's a body. He was likely right in front of a child. Now, I don't know if he was in front of his own child. If he has a child, did he bring a child with him? He only lives 20 minutes away. I know his career is in AI and all that stuff, and maybe he works from home. But I don't know if he was, daddy duty as they call it. I don't know if he brought his own child, if he even has a child. I don't know if he's married. I didn't even look into him that much. I'm just looking into his role here in terms of calling police. He lives 20 minutes away. That makes sense. He says he's a friend. He doesn't necessarily, I guess, work with Spencer. He's a friend. He was just with Spencer yesterday. You'll hear that. We're going to play it all in order. But I wanted to first pull out that snippet for you so you could hear it. He was probably right in front of a child. I hear a little girl speaking that might be Spencer and Monique's 4-year-old daughter, but I don't know who the name is Alex said when he says, come downstairs. He's saying, oh my God. He's realizing what he's seeing. Come downstairs. Come stay downstairs. So he is viewing at some point, somehow, I don't really know how the furniture would be set up or the master bedroom. I don't know if he made entry into the bedroom or if the door was open and you could see Spencer from down a hall. I have no idea. But obviously someone was with him. Someone with a name to me sounds like starts with a P. And it sounds like he's telling this female named person, come downstairs, come stay downstairs. It gets confusing. I don't know who was in there with him. Was it the neighbor? Allegedly, according to internet rumors, the people concerned about Spencer and Monique were able to potentially enter the home by using a code. You will hear on the 911 call, like we've heard, one of the people asking, I don't know, should I break the door down or what? Which, again, I don't blame them. I don't think they had to break a door down. Maybe they found a window open. I don't know how they got in. I don't know if a neighbor gave them a code. I don't know who this person is he's talking to. But by virtue of him saying, come on, the girl's name, let's go downstairs, come downstairs, it obviously lends credence to the fact that he was probably up on the second floor where the bodies were allegedly found. Maybe he only saw Spencer at that point. I have no evidence of him mentioning or seeing Monique at all. Seeing Spencer halfway off the bed or something like that, and obviously he saw blood. By him saying, let's go downstairs, of course that means they were upstairs. Since police confirmed they were found on the second floor, this man was in the home on the second floor. You hear him saying it. So they must have gone downstairs. You know, you hear other rumors, unconfirmed, allegedly about food being placed out. Is that true? We don't know. This part, total speculation. I will always make it clear to you when I'm pushing in a little bit of rumors or speculation I've heard. Allegedly, supposedly, there was some type of food or something placed out, maybe on a table. Now, people don't know. Did the little 4-year-old girl awaken? I don't know what time she normally awakens. Did she awake that morning? Did she try and get herself some food and snacks? Or did the person responsible for doing this leave food out because they, quote unquote, cared about the welfare of the children? Obviously, whoever did this is sick and does not care about the children. But you know what I'm saying. It can give clues or hints. We'll have to wait for police to confirm that part. But again, I see why he said there's a body, because he knows he was being listened to. If you were there with this couple's 4-year-old daughter, who obviously can understand what's being talked about, you don't want to blurt out, oh my goodness, Spencer and Monique are dead. There's blood. They've been shot. Because that would obviously traumatize the little 4-year-old girl even more. You know, as Rob Misla has spoken out, he has said the kids, unfortunately, are blissfully unaware of what happened. So at a certain point, I don't know if they know now, of course, but obviously Alex was keeping the welfare of the child in his heart. He was being very cautious and careful with his words, and he wasn't blurting out anything, perhaps, that the child would understand. He didn't say, Spencer's dead, oh my goodness. He said, there's a body, there's a body. He was just with him. So all the assumptions, I don't know where it started, that Alex saw Spencer through the window is wrong. Sometimes people fill in things with their head for lack of information. I see it all the time, every day. Assumptions. You know, we heard the 911 call when they found the body. Alex did. Obviously, he was inside. I don't know why, you know, certain news orgs, maybe they didn't hear it. That part where, oh my God, well, of course, some places they try, you mention God, they want to cut it out of everything. So the fact that he said God, and then that really part that gets quiet when he talks to whatever person that is with the female name and says, come downstairs, let's go downstairs. That part happened right after the, oh my God. And it was so low, you know, I had to like edit it and boost it up, you know, just to get that snippet. So, having said all that, let's correct this timeline with the actual date time stamps from the files. Okay, so now we know 8:58, according to the actual date timestamp on the file. That's when Spencer's employer, Dr. Mark Valrose, he requested a welfare check, and you can hear him give like Spencer's height and weight, factors I don't remember hearing before. Of course, some stuff has to be cut, supposedly for brevity, but I don't know, even with news channels, they're not on 30-minute segments anymore unless they're on network TV, so if they're on YouTube, why not just put it all in there? Okay, so that was 8:58. Let's listen to that whole thing again.
Columbus Police, Tech 107.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home.
What address?
It's 1411 North 4th Street, Columbus, 43201.
What's your name?
Mark, M-A-R-K, Valrose, V as in Victor, A-L-R-O-S-E.
Your phone number?
847.
Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm currently in the state of Florida. I'm on vacation, but this individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
There's
you're
two
in
kids in the
Florida.
home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office.
Okay. How old is Spencer?
Spencer is, I don't know, 36, I believe. 37.
What's his last name?
Tepe, T as in Thomas, E, P as in Paul, E, Tepe. Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick, I don't know. But he's 36, his name's Spencer. Tepe. What's he look like? Is he white, black, Hispanic?
He's white. He's probably 6'2", blondish hair. Probably 185 pounds.
So did you receive information that he may have been involved in an accident, or?
No, ma'am. I just know that he is the most, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. We're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
Okay. We will send somebody over as soon as we have an officer available, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
Okay, they gave me a 3.2-minute audio call for Dr. Valrose. So that was 3.2 minutes. So if it started at 8:58, let's say it was done before 9:02. So exactly 10 minutes later, let's say 9:12 a.m. is when Officer Troutman heads out. Only 10 minutes later, unfortunately, he ends up knocking on the wrong door, getting no answer. So you'll see the first minute of the video they gave me. Now, some stuff Columbus Police still won't give me, and we'll talk about the $750 worth of evidence. I don't even know if I'll purchase it. We'll see. We'll talk about that at the end. They black out the first minute of it. The audio and video starts soon, but Officer Troutman is checking on the well-being of the Tepes. From everything I can see, he was given the correct address. Now, you'll be watching him at about 9:12 a.m. responding to the call, checking on Monique and Spencer. And of course, it's in no way humorous, but he kind of makes me laugh. Not by going to the wrong house, but he's whistling, he's singing. You hear him counting addresses, 16, 23, 21, 19, before he gets to 1417, the wrong house. I don't know if he thought that was a 1.
Radio 3-1.
3-1.
Business 8A3752 North High, Winkle Green & Co. Drop his rear entry door, front motion, and rear motion detector.
Hey, 31.
No.
9031.
Send that to me. Clear for Wi-Fi.
31, I'll show you clear.
3-1, copy that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I was made for loving you, baby, baby, made for loving me. Oh. 61, 23, 21, 19. Welcome on the Vino.
You can clearly see the 1417 on this house in Columbus. It's hard to tell where he is. I was thinking, is he at 1417 North 4th Street? I'm like, when is the last time a Google Maps car drove down that street? I mean, they drive down my streets all the time, at least it seems like once a year, or if not Google Maps, other, map services taking current photos. I cannot find a current drive-along photo, like if you're doing like a Google Maps drive. It's showing stuff from like 2015. I'm like, so what house did he go to? I don't know. Is that part of the problem? Like, what did his navigation say? Maybe he didn't use navigation. Maybe that's the problem, because he was looking like, okay, there's 16, there's 23, there's 21, there's 19, whatever. Hopefully that gets corrected. I know mistakes happen. I know he probably feels horrible about it, making a mistake like this. I wish Google Maps had some updated photos so I could verify what house, what exact address he went to incorrectly. On all the dispatch paperwork, everything I see, they gave him the 1411 to go to, but for some reason he went to the wrong house.
Radio 43. 30A 980 King, apartment 8, C Genevieve.
Got it.
Anybody home? Anybody home? Anybody home? Let's see if there's anyone open. There we go. Anybody home? Well, it was the old college try. Art.
Anyway, at the end, you can see he knocks on the front door. I don't know how much he's looking around because, we can't necessarily see him, but we do see him look in a window. He goes to the side of the house and you can see his own reflection of Officer Troutman. He gets easily through that back gate. It's one of those that's like lifted up or whatever and go on back, and he's knocking on the back door. So Officer Troutman did do what he said he did in terms of knocking on the front door, looking through the windows, knocking on the back door. Unfortunately, he was just at the wrong house. People think, they were like, oh, was he lying? Did he actually knock on the front door and back door of Spencer and Monique's home? Because how would he have gone through the back? Did he walk all the way around in the alley and go through there? And people were wondering, how did he get to look through the windows? How could he even see? Well, now we know he was at a house that it was like lower, and it wasn't as many stories, not as big, and so that's why. So at the end, he's like, well, gave it the good old college try, after whistling and singing and going to the backyard and knocking on the back door. I give them credit and kudos. Okay, 10 minutes later, after they got the first call from Dr. Valrose, they took it seriously, they responded, but he just didn't go to the right house, unfortunately. Oh, it's sad. So, that was it. He goes, he's like, okay, I didn't see anything. I mean, of course it's so casual. They get these wellness checks every day. Okay, so I'm looking right now. I'm in my editor. Here it is. I want to see when he leaves. His entire video, driving, the entire video they gave me for him is approximately 6 minutes long, even with the redactions. So with him leaving the station, I don't know when he turned it on. The station must be close, or wherever he was, must be close to the house. About 7 minutes total until he's leaving this home, the wrong home. So he turns off his body cam about 9:19 a.m. Okay, so 9:19 a.m., he's like, boop, gave it the good old college try. And again, he may seem flippant. However, I know they get these calls every day. Usually, I'm sure they're not expecting some double homicide happening with children alone there with Jesus in that house, having survived. Okay, so about 9:19 a.m., he turns off his body cam. He did the check. That's the time. So 9:19 a.m., he leaves. What is that? 40 minutes later, less than 40 minutes later, there's another man calling police. This only lasts about 48 seconds. So he's calling 911. He says he just got there 5 minutes ago. He didn't see the other cop. He was at the wrong place anyway, but he had just gotten there 5 minutes ago. This guy, whoever he is, arrived about 9:51 a.m. at the correct house. He says, there's no answer. I can hear kids inside. I swear I could hear one yell. I don't know if I should break the door in or what. I don't blame the friends at that point for getting inside the house because they've done what they were supposed to do. Dr. Valrose called at first. They did a welfare check. The friends still can't get in touch with Spencer or Monique. By now, it's almost 10 a.m. So it's like, wait a minute. Spencer should have been at work at least by 8 a.m. I don't even know what kind of appointments were scheduled, serious surgeries, root canals, who knows what he had going on. So by almost 10 a.m., I don't blame them for being a little bit freaked out, calling 911 like they were supposed to back to back.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
1411 North 4th Street, Columbus.
Okay, 1411?
1411, yep.
Okay, what's the emergency there? Police or medical?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of doing the
we've already
wellness.
had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So.
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll send them back out to you.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
At 9:58 a.m., this is where we hear a female coworker. She says her name is Cam, C-A-M. Some people heard it as Pam, and they're like, I don't see any Pam who works at that Athens Dental Depot, people go off the rails. She says Cam. I don't know who she is also. She's en route because they're like, wait a minute, your location isn't showing. And I didn't even know police dispatchers could do this. That's why I love technology. They're like, your location isn't showing that, you're at that house. And she's like, I'm en route. Our boss didn't report for work. Can't get a hold of him for like 3 hours. So I don't know if they normally talk to him at 7 a.m. or maybe she was just embellishing the urgency, but whatever. It's a good thing they cared.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
14 North 4th Street, Columbus, Ohio.
What's the location?
1411 North 4th Street.
Okay, what's the emergency there?
Our boss did not report for work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear
Okay,
kids
I
inside.
just talked to somebody there.
Okay, I was just making sure somebody called.
Yeah, I just got a call from somebody and sent it back up for dispatch.
Okay.
Are you there? Because you're not showing that you're at the
No,
location.
I'm en route there.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Cam, C-A-M.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye.
So that was the next one. Let's see how long her call was. So the man's call was 48 seconds and the woman's call came through only, a minute or two later at 9:58 a.m. She's en route. It's 50 seconds. So, because they're like, look, we got the call already. Basically, why are you guys calling us so much? So I don't blame them. Even if they're speaking to each other, they probably don't trust, even though the police, I'm sure, would have come back out and they're saying, we checked, we didn't see anyone. They didn't know at that point they were at the wrong house. But I don't blame these friends for taking the matters into their own hands because they knew something was wrong. I'm sure they didn't know they were about to walk in on a double homicide scene. Of course, if they would have known that, maybe they would have never entered the house. But of course, they had the children's concern and welfare. If you go to your friend's house and you normally talk to your friend all the time, obviously Alex had just seen Spencer the day before. You're used to hanging out with them. They have young children. You can't get a hold of them for hours and this isn't like them. And then you hear their children inside the home potentially yelling. I don't know if they heard crying. We will hear crying. It's written in the CAD notes. It's written in the CAD notes I received. The operator, the dispatcher, could hear a baby crying in the background. If all that's going on, I don't blame them for entering the home. Even if it was a crime scene. You don't want to contaminate any evidence, but since this is different, they have children survive the crime, you want to get in there. So however he got in there, however Alex got in there, God bless him, God help him, God love him. I'm not going to assume that he removed any weapon, or I'm not going to assume he did anything illegal. He didn't tamper with anything. It sounds like he didn't even want to walk near Spencer's body. I don't blame him. I didn't even want to see that gory stuff on TV when it's fake sometimes, let alone I can't imagine real life. That's why my hats are off to officers too, because I cannot imagine how they see that so often. 10:03 a.m. Alex Diddy, he sees a body. This is when they finally get serious. 10:03 a.m. It's the longest call. So whereas Dr. Valrose's call is originally 3 minutes, 12 seconds, the other ones are, 50 seconds and 47 seconds. By the time you get to Alex's call, it's 3 minutes, 14 seconds. Not only does he speak with the dispatcher, she transfers him to medic. And that's when we start to hear the children and we hear that line that had been missed before, that he's telling someone, come on, let's go downstairs. So this starts at 10:03 a.m. And this is where, again, I'll play the whole thing and drop out anything that's too personal. And then you can hear one more time him talking to someone, telling her, let's go downstairs.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
1411 North 4th.
Okay, 1411 North 4th. We've got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
So this part in the call, 10:04 a.m., the CAD notes say, can hear a baby crying in the background.
Stay on the line.
This is why Alex was saying stuff like, our friend, he appears dead. He's very aware. Now, the 1-year-old, even the 1-year-old, depends on, are we talking a 12-month-old, an 18-month-old? You know what I mean. But their level of awareness could be if he had said, oh, Spencer and Monique are dead. Even a 1-year-old might be able to say, what? You know, definitely the 4-year-old would have understood. That's why he's using language, in my opinion, our friend, he appears dead. I can't get any closer to see more than that. I can't look. Depending on who these little children were, or child or whomever was around him, of course he didn't want them to see. He didn't really want them to know what had happened. He's not using any personal names. I understand a lot more now about what this situation was. And of course now I understand too, as we'll listen when they talk about the 3 males, you know, where before I was like, is that related to a different call? What are they talking about? 3 males, an open door, an open window code, you know, and stop them from doing that. I was like, wait, what are they talking about? We'll listen to that too. I was confused at first, but now I see it's indeed because Spencer and Monique's friends were inside the house. Alex, I believe, went inside first, but I don't know who he was with. You know, he says, our friend, he appears dead. He's not using Spencer's name. And she's saying, has he been ill? That's when he says, no, I was just with him yesterday.
Oh my God. I'm downstairs.
All fire and EMS operators are currently handling other calls. Please stand by for the next available
we got
operator.
patrol on the way, and then I'm transferring you over to the medics.
Columbus Division of Fire, what is the address of your emergency?
1411 North 4th.
Okay, 1411?
Yeah.
All right, the house apartment?
House.
All right, tell me exactly what's going on there.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead.
Okay.
There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything?
Yeah.
Is it like kind of like puddle, like, you know, does he look like...
It doesn't look puddled. I can't look.
Okay, all right, understand. Okay, and then when was the last time somebody spoke to him?
Yesterday, I suppose.
Yesterday? Okay.
Yeah.
How old is he?
37.
37, okay. Is he like a drug user or anything like that?
No.
Okay, all right, just that's a real young age.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, all right, we're on our way.
Okay, sir, can you stay on the line for a minute, and can you give me your name?
Alex Diddy.
I'm sorry?
Alex Diddy.
Alex, how do you spell your last name?
Ditty.
D-I-T-Y?
Ditty.
Okay, and he is a friend of yours, or you work with him?
Yeah. He's a friend, yeah.
Okay, we do have officers responding there. Do you know if he's been ill or anything like that?
No, I was just with him yesterday.
Okay. Do you know if he does drugs or anything?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll just talk to the officers when they get there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
Now the flurry of dispatch calls begins. So I think it sounds to me like Officer Troutman's voice. So she's saying, look, you know that call from earlier? You know, they said they could hear children inside, kids inside. They're saying it's a body inside and heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. And you can hear Troutman, it sounds like Troutman saying, who's saying there's a body inside? Kind of like, wait, how did I miss this, you know?
Radio to 41 and 42.
42.
34C, 1411, North 4th. Another incident from earlier, caller saying they can hear kids inside. Thought he heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. S3, you can copy.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
So that's him. He's like, because I knocked on the front and looked through the windows, but I didn't see anybody.
There's no name yet.
That's 3, I copy.
Okay, because I knocked on the front and door and I looked through the windows, but I didn't see anybody.
I don't know the timestamp of this because this dispatch audio is not what I got from Columbus Police. It's on Citizens. I love that app. It says, yeah, I'm going to have a double.
Anybody on scene with 41?
Holy calling up.
Yeah, I'm going to have a double.
I copy. S3, you can copy. They're saying it's a double.
I copy. I'll be in route.
Copy.
No, 4 in route.
I copy.
Now, the first time, I believe in my first video, I think it was, when I said, wait, are they saying double homicide? I was even asking ChatGPT, would a cop say, yeah, I'm going to have a double? And even ChatGPT AI was all wrong. Oh no, cops would never flippantly say like, yeah, I'm going to have a double if they're referencing double homicide. They would be a lot more serious. They would say double homicide. They would say this, or they would say this code. You know, they wouldn't say double. They would say like, oh, you know, they thought, oh, he's probably ordering something, a double cheeseburger or whatever. But no, literally, he's saying, yes, I have a double. And she's like, yeah, I copy. You're saying it's a double. And of course, they're being obtuse. They're being very vague because, of course, they don't want all of us hearing that right away. Now they talk about the back door.
There was a 7A on the back door. I have 3 males inside. They were doing a check, so someone can stop them.
43 admin.
Copy.
41.
Copy.
There was a 7A on the back door. So that means open door, the back door was open. Was that only open when the friends had already gone in? Is that how they entered? Do they have a code on the back door? Did they give their neighbor a key? Do they have a key? Or, you know, sometimes a trusted neighbor you might give your codes or a key to, or your garage door opener, whatever, in case of an emergency or something. Who knows? I mean, you know, when I was pet sitting with my neighbor's dogs, they gave me their garage door opener. Trusted neighbors. So maybe, okay, did Spencer and Monique have a nearby neighbor who knew their code or had a way to access the door? Did anyone end up kicking it in? We still don't know. We don't have confirmation on any of that. But we have this cop saying there was a 7A on the back door. The back door must have been open. I have 3 males inside. They were doing a check so someone can stop them. So now they want them to stop. I get it. You don't want anyone contaminating your scene, especially the scene of a double homicide. But again, I don't blame the friends for making their way in. They probably had little trust that the police would even show up. Would they show up to the correct house this time? But anyway, I'm glad they kept calling. I'm glad they stayed on it. Heaven forbid. A 4-year-old and a 1-year-old by themselves could have come to so much harm. They could have seen so much worse than maybe they didn't see anything. We don't know. Thank God for these friends. And so that's when the flurry of activity started. You know, they took them seriously. The flurry of dispatch began.
401, if you can contact homicide.
Somebody can contact homicide for this.
Looks like there's going to be some casings and some wounds, gunshot wounds.
I copy. This is 43.
I copy. I'll give them a call while I'm en route.
And this is a double 43?
At least one.
Copy.
Hey, 41, is there a gun on scene?
I'm trying not to disturb anything. I'll tell you we'll let homicide do it. It looks like from just looking at the bodies, the one male's been shot multiple times. The female, at least maybe one through the side, through the chest.
Okay, but there's no in-sight 43 where it could be a 47?
He'll be under the pillow, but he's, like I said, multiple times.
All right.
9170, do they have kids inside?
Hey, firm.
Homicide has been informed, and they're getting everyone together and will be en route shortly.
I copy. Homicide en route. L4, can we go on priorities?
3-4.
3-4.
We're going to be next door at 1415 with the children.
I copy.
43, just advise media is on scene.
Copy. Media on scene.
Hey, Dawn, you still back here?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, this is probably, I'm sure that they have everything figured out and everything, but when you get over there, can you do me a favor and let them know that there is, in fact, a camera at 4th and 8th and is facing that exact address? Now, did somebody from headquarters or somebody flip the camera around? It was facing the wrong direction? I can't answer that. But at this moment, I have the camera is literally right there, and I can see the front door of the camera. There's a chance that it could have recorded the entire incident.
Yeah, I'm sure will.
9170, we copy that, sir.
Cool, thanks. I hope that it was, fixed there.
Yep, hopefully.
Whew. Now that back door open, I'm going to say it can be related to this fake news I want to debunk. You guys know I love debunking fake news. Spencer and Monique Tepe, as far as we know, there's been no evidence released of any argument with the brother-in-law, Rob Misla. I can't believe anyone who speaks out in a crime case. They become such a target. Now, Rob, I believe he's speaking out because I think, the family is like, Rob, you go out there, you be the face for the family, you update the public, a trusted brother-in-law. I mean, my goodness, I've seen so much shade thrown his way too. I hate it. Anyway, this fake news site is claiming, they had an argument with the brother-in-law about some financial matters and a door was left ajar. The door was left open. And normally I wouldn't even bring light to this kind of stuff, but I watched a live video yesterday on YouTube, and it was a seasoned, retired policeman who fell for this. Some of these fake news places can be so convincing, unfortunately, that folks fall for them. Now, back in the day, we only had some crazy publications like the National Enquirer, kind of like those, even though they did break that John Edwards affair story, remember? Yeah, back in the day. Anyway, they would publish the crazy stories and you kind of knew the category you were dealing with. When you saw publications on the newsstand, if they're reporting about aliens or a man with 3 heads, you kind of knew not to believe them. But in this day and age of social media with so many different websites, I can see some people are falling for it. So this publication is spreading falsehoods and lies and even getting seasoned retired detectives to fall for it. So I just wanted to bring that up there because what these publications do, unfortunately, so masterfully, is they'll take little snippets of the truth. Like, okay, this cop said that back door was open. I had a 7A on that door. They take snippets of the truth. They take some people's strange mistrust in the brother-in-law for some reason. They take that and combine it to make some grand story. The brother-in-law was arguing over finances and left the door open. So people see snippets of truth. They start conflating the fake story and think it's true when it's not. Debunked. But what is true is there is audio of that Tepe neighbor calling 911. It was only 11 days before the murders.
911, what's the location of your emergency? Okay. Is there an apartment letter number?
No.
What's the emergency?
Somebody's knocking on my door. I think they're trying to get in. They're banging on my door.
Okay, someone's banging and knocking. Do you know who this is?
No. I'm scared for
Do you have a description of them?
No, I can't see anything downstairs.
Have you asked them what they want or if they need something?
No.
Okay, what's your name? I'm sorry, say it again.
Yeah.
Does your phone number end in...
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got it set up for someone banging and knocking on the door. If anything escalates or changes, give us a call back and let us know. We'll get officers there as soon as we can.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
If you heard it, she was terrified. She was talking about someone banging on her door in the middle of the night. She was too afraid to go see, like, what do you want, guy? I think it was like 2 something in the morning, wasn't it? Something like that. Anyway, she was afraid. This is not the 911 call of the woman at the party. Initially, we were trying to figure out, is that Monique's voice or not? That's been debunked. I mean, well, it's real. It's just some guest, I guess, who was, again, at the party, some woman who got into it with her man, not Monique. The family has confirmed that. Her friends have confirmed that's not Monique's voice. That is some woman who apparently was at a party at their home at some point. I don't even know if those dates are correct that Fox Digital gave us. So, what's in the CAD and incident reports? I only saw in there a report in 2017. Somebody had broken into Spencer's car. So that was way old. I don't even know. Had they even met at that point, Spencer and Monique? I don't know. And also it contains in those incidents and CAD reports, I'll put them on Patreon too if you want to see them, reports of the actual murders. They gave me the CAD reports, the 911 audio reports for the incident that occurred on December 30th. Since this is an active investigation that has not been adjudicated, photos they can't provide me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want like crime scene photos anyway that I don't want anything that's gross or, you'll get stuff that's blurred. Even the blurred stuff sometimes is too much, it's just... You want to see the investigative work. You want to see the police, I guess, responding to the calls, or you want to see if they have a suspect, the interrogation. That tends to be the stuff that I look for, not the gross stuff. They are sending me a link to the suspect video that was released to the media, so that should be coming today, because I wanted the actual panoramic video, the original panoramic video. So I'm going to drop that in here if I already have it. Yeah, they just gave me attached reports with their names on it. I'll see and remember what else it was. Now I'm left with, should I pay $750 for the body cam videos that will be heavily redacted? Okay, so police sent me an invoice this morning, $750. I think it's for 20 hours worth. I was ready to drive to Columbus to go pay this in person until I read the details and they told me more. Yes, 20 plus hours worth of body cam footage regarding this case. So I was like, thanks so much. I'm going to send you this $750 check today because they needed receipt of the payment prior to working on the video. They don't have a way to pay it electronically. I guess, you can't send them anything. You can't call them or give them your credit card number or account number or anything. And their Public Records Bureau only conducts business in person on Wednesdays between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So I'm like, oh, it's Friday and I got a doctor's appointment I need to get to anyway, ASAP. But okay, I was like, okay, I better not drive down there because nothing's happening. Today is not Wednesday. The videos I requested, they will be completely redacted of any investigatory work product. So basically, I would just receive videos of officers driving to the scene, standing around, innocuous conversations. No depictions of the crime scene or audio related to the crime. That'll be completely redacted. Makes sense, I said. I don't want to display victims anyway. Only blurred information, or I was asking them, will all the inside visuals be blurred? Will all of the audio inside the home be redacted? Which some states, that happens. And they said not blurred, blacked out. So how they started with the officer who went to the wrong house, it was totally blacked out at first. I guess it would look like that. And any audio regarding the investigation will be muted to include conversations inside and outside the home. So I said, okay, thanks, I'll consider these factors. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Maybe I'll put up a poll, maybe I won't. 20 hours worth of video, but mostly redacted. $750, I don't know. I have to think on this and pray on it, but for now, that's all the updates. So I'm going to close with Proverbs 12:16. Fools show their annoyance at once, but the prudent overlook an insult. That's what I need to remember when replying to some Facebook comments. Anyway, I wanted to reply to this one woman. I'm like, what are you doing? She's just like, I hate ChatGPT. I hate AI. It's all AI. And I was thinking, it's all AI. And I was thinking to myself, woman, you don't know how hard I worked to get all this actual court official data. For example, Monique Tepe's divorce papers. I did upload them, ChatGPT and Gemini, and said, analyze these. What are the important parts? They spit out some important points, but I also read through the entire 55-page document myself, probably more than once. I even caught errors that ChatGPT had in their analysis, and I corrected those, and it helped me. It helps. And so this woman's like on Facebook like, oh, I hate ChatGPT. And I wanted to tell her, woman, you don't even know how hard I've worked on this. So, you can't paint AI with this bad brushstroke everything. Everybody's just, oh, everything's AI slop. No, it's not. You can use it very handily in your job, especially a job like this with so data driven, so heavy. But it's still here. I'm real. I'm doing the public records request. I'm trying to get the info. I'm going to weigh whether it's important to get these body cam videos or not. We shall see. Thank you for watching all of this. Take care.